Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. Hope you guys are all doing well. I am excited because today I'm doing something I've never done before and bringing two special guests onto the channel. The first of which is Tytoń, who was able to reach 3,400 rating points in Ultimate Champion last season, January 2024, with 3.0 Xbow Cycle, something he does every single season. He basically finishes top 200 every single time when he tries, and he was able to finish 164th. He did not play in the last few hours and the last day. I think he just stopped at 34. Wasn't a big fan of the meta because no one is, but one of the best 3.0 Xbow Cycle players of all time, one of my favorites as well, and certainly not the first time he's been on the channel. Very excited again to get him on. Next up, we have Mortar, a player you may not have heard of, but he has been making a name for himself. He was able to reach 3550, which is top 100 at the time, but unfortunately tilted down, going for higher, but I still got some of his games for 3400, so I'll showcase both of these very talented players' games in today's video and commentate over them with my own analysis and insight. Hope you guys are ready to learn something from these two beasts, and let's get right into the matches. Alright guys, so I'm spectating Tytoń right now. He is at 3330 up against Evolve. He is doing very well with 3.0. I am not surprised. It's honestly not a great meta for the deck. It never really is. But some people like Tytoń are just so good at the deck that they made. And luckily for us, as 3.0 Xbow Cycle players, he does play the same deck we do. And he's actually just able to achieve these crazy feats. So he's up against Evolve, and I actually do recognize this name. Fun fact, guys, I was rewatching some of my old ladder videos, which I do sometimes, like, just to look at my old accomplishments and just, you know, nostalgia, like my old achievements and also the old state of Clash Royale. And I actually think I played against this guy, Evolve, for the last game of my top 360 finish with Queenbow, back in, like, 2022 or something. And so, or was that 2023? Actually, I think it was last year, 2023, but basically he was playing Mortar Miner at the time. Looks like things have not changed because I think this is the same guy, Evolve, playing on top ladder, and he's playing the pretty common Mortar Miner Poison deck with Little Prince in there. It does have no big tank, as you can see. I think the last two cards here are Poison and Log. So this actually does look pretty good for Tytoń right now. I think Evolve has to poison this Xbow. If not, I don't see how he's really going to stop this. Goes for the LP ability. Pretty interesting play. I mean, it does work, to be honest. I guess he does tank for that Xbow for quite a while. Tytoń still gets a baby Xbow lock though, and Evolve is in a terrible spot. So you guys can see Tytoń is already basically winning the game. Nice knight attempt. He wanted to protect that archer. Very nice play I like to make as well, where you protect one archer with either an Ice Spirit or a knight to pressure. Unfortunately, the timing was a bit off, but it's not too big of a deal. Still does force out a defensive miner, because that was a fair amount of damage, and the knight would have been even more. Goes for another Xbow, and I think Evolve has nothing in hand right now, and no elixir. He does have guards, I believe, or LP as well, but just no elixir. Very aggressive Mortar. That is going to lock onto the tower, but Tytoń can get the late archers down. Does not get predicted by the minions. Evolve should have probably predicted those, but since he doesn't, I think that's a good game. Tytoń is going to survive, and he takes a fair amount of damage in the right, but this is something called sack and attack, where you take some damage and get a ton back, and usually the trade is supposed to favor you if you calculate it correctly, and of course Tytoń did. Just takes the fireball. That's actually going to be a good game. Okay, very easy first win. You guys can see a pretty common principle against Mortar is you definitely want to try and get a lock in single elixir, because this matchup gets harder as the game progresses. You know, they have minor poison for your Xbow. If you let them play at their pace, they can pretty much defend every Xbow well. So you want to abuse the fact they don't have a mini tank in this deck. This is the most recent meta version, and you want to try and win in single, which is exactly what Tytoń did in this first match. So very nice game to start off the video. Alright guys, Tytoń is into the next game against TTM Rooney. Minions, Fisherman, Arrows. Oh, this does not look good. This looks like it's going to be Goblin Giant, if I had to guess, because no deck runs Fisherman except for Goblin Giant and Royal Giant right now. And Minions, Arrows is not, neither are used in Royal Giant actually, so it looks like it's going to be Goblin Giant. We are also up against the Cannoneer, which is an interesting point of discussion, because Cannoneer is such a broken card, honestly. Everyone is complaining about it at top ladder. You know, it's also another element of it that people don't like, is the fact that it's technically pay to win. I mean, you literally cannot max a Cannoneer without spending quite a lot of money. And of course, lots of people have, but it just kind of sucks to see, you know? But one benefit, though, for us is that they actually do spawn with less HP than normal, and nice fireball by Tytoń. They're actually pressuring, because as you guys can see, Cannoneer functions a bit differently with a much slower attack speed than the normal Princess Tower. So cheap pressure like archers, skeletons, even an Ice Spirit skeletons can actually do quite a lot against that card. So nice recognition. And again, Cannoneer spawning with less HP does put us at a slight advantage right off the bat, so this is pretty good to see. Rooney does not have to respond. I think he did not need those arrows, but he went for them to be safe, I guess. Tytoń is once again pressuring with with the Ice Spirit Skeles right as I talked about it, so forcing stuff out with only 2 elixir does just take a free fireball on the LP. Oh, he actually misses that. Is Rooney gonna punish with a Goblin Giant in front? Goes for a Knight in front instead, and minions, but Tytoń is luckily back to his Evo Archers, so even though that was almost devastating, you know, just basically the equivalent of naked fireballing when they go LP the back, Tytoń does come out on top of that interaction with no damage taken, and technically a free fireball, courtesy of those Evo Archers helping out, but very clean defense too, and another nice counter push with the Skeletons. Takes the fireball on the Fisherman, and is going to have to defend this Goblin Giant push, which is actually pretty easy. I mean, Evo Archers stayed alive the whole time as well, which helped quite a bit. Even though they weren't getting the power shot, it was pretty effective. And Tytoń is going to go opposite lane now against this Bowler, and Evo Knight is unfortunately in cycle for Rooney, which means this Xbow is basically going nowhere. Evo Knight is like a huge mitigator for Xbow. Like, if they have Evo Knight in cycle, you can basically accept that your Xbow is not going to lock onto the tower. But this is looking like a decent defense, actually. Archers are going to get arrows off. The downside of having arrows, or going against arrows, is that they're so good against the archers. But still a very clean defense by Tytoń. Almost no damage taken. And because he played single so well with like nice spell cycle, nice fireballs here and there, he's still up like quite a bit. He already got 1,000 damage on his opponent. So even if he was playing Princess Tower, Tytoń would still be up like 600 damage right now. So very nice stuff. I think we might see a defensive Expo now. At least that's what I would do. No, instead he goes for the center Tesla and the Evo Archer split. Looks like Tytoń is not that big of a fan of defensive Expos. And actually goes for a Fireball, which I do like quite a lot. You know, it's not going to be easy at all to break through against this guy. And I'm pretty sure he has Lightning in this deck too, because he hasn't played a Fireball yet. And this deck does run either Fireball or Lightning. I think Lightning is more common. And second, this is a huge push. How is Tytoń going to stop this? Fireball on defense is the answer. And I think he's back to a second Tesla as well. Yes, he is. But that's still going to be dead. How is he going to stop all of this? Knight comes down. We need some last-minute archers, but they might get arrows off because he does have arrows. Wait, he can fireball, right? Okay, beautiful fireball on everything. And log as well. He's actually going to survive, and skeletons too. That is insane, guys. That was a monster push, and Tytoń stopped it like nothing. I mean, he took some damage, but he is still in the lead, and I think that was very impressive. Rooney has not used his spell yet. I think that really does confirm that it's going to be a lightning. Why would you hold on to a fireball if you still had it right now? So Tytoń also knows this, and he's going for the anti-lightning Tesla placement up there. LP does come down to snipe it, but second Tesla should be back in business pretty soon. You guys can see a very nice play as well that Tytoń is making, which is stacking archers early so that when they get arrows off, he is able to go for a new pair right away. That's exactly what he did just now. Unfortunately, Rooney does have the lightning, and he's going to start lightning cycling, but Tytoń is matching it with a fireball back right away. I think that's a very important play because you just have to match their damage. Evo Archer should get lightninged off as a fireball does come back. And one archer does survive. I think the knight took the hit of that lightning for the archer. So that being alive is actually pretty helpful. And Tytoń's actually going to survive. He might have to fireball on defense here. Yeah, this is insane. There's no way he can defense without a fireball. But that is so much fireball value. And I believe he can get back to his second fireball as Rooney's going to get back to his lightning arrows. If he does go fireball log, he should be in the lead right now. And he is. That's such a crazy win, guys. Immaculate defense against a very bad matchup. Just very well played. Great single elixir, great pressure, and just perfect defense after double, honestly, which is pretty much the only way you can survive against a matchup like that. So very nice second game. Alright guys, Tytoń is into the next match against Silent. This is going to be his game for 3,400 if he can make it, so I don't know how high he's planning to push, but 34 is already an insane accomplishment in this meta. Me personally, I'm going for 3,000, maybe like 1 or 2 above, but just Tytoń pushing this high is very inspirational, to be honest, and just showcases how you can really do anything with this deck if you put your mind to it. On another note, if you guys do enjoy the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. I have been enjoying, you know, my content recently, trying my best, putting out top ladder content, and then of course stuff like this where I get special guests on, showcase their gameplay, and it's just quite a bit of effort as well because I'm trying to balance it with my university studies at the same time, so you know, any kind of support would be much appreciated. We are almost at 34k subs right now, so that is really clutch, honestly. The growth has been slow, but steady, and I do appreciate all of you guys for supporting me again. So, we're up against Goblin Drill for this game, and don't know how to feel about this matchup, because honestly, Goblin Drill is kind of annoying, but Silent, the opponent here, does have a Royal Delivery, which is pretty nice to see, considering it's pretty useless against Xbow. Oh, that Ice Spirit does actually take out the Evo Skeles. That is actually really lucky for Tytoń, and Silent cannot believe his eyes. He gives the wow. That's going to be a really big lock. That was a great Ice Spirit, honestly. I don't know if he was expecting that to come down, or if he just got lucky, but either way, I mean, it happened, so Tyton's going to get a huge punish for that, and Bomb Tower comes down late. Silent is so mad. Look at this. He is giving the CRL emote. The game is practically over already, and I don't know how Tyton does it. First the game against Mortar, and now this one, he's just winning in single. And then, of course, the Goblin Giant one, he was just able to defend well the whole game, so it shows that he can win in any situation, I guess, if he tries. But this does look like a good candidate again as compared to the Minor Poison Mortar match, where single elixir is really a time to shine with Xbow, because he does have a delivery and looks like his last card might be a big spell, but he definitely does not have like a log, because I think he would have logged off the low HP Xbow a long time ago if he did. So I really like what Tyton was doing there by just pressuring in single, abusing the fact that the opponent's deck construction does not have like a poison and a log, which would, for example, easily be able to defend the Xbow. He also does not have a mini tank, actually. He has, yeah, last card's going to be poison, so LP, of course, is a huge counter to Xbow. I mean, everyone knows that, and it does very well, but at the same time, you can still punish, and Tyton was able to do just that. So he also did count Elixir. I think he knew the opponent did not have enough for the LP ability in time. Split Evo Skeles with the Wallbreakers in the right and Drill in the left. Tyton does elect to log on the right side and Fireball on the left, so very nice. As you can see, Evo Skeles are no joke. If they connect to your tower, it's pretty much a good game. So Tyton knew that, did not want to mess around at all, and just decided to spell both sides. Prediction LP comes down by the opponent here, but great patience on Tyton's end, and he actually does not decide to do anything. Now that's pretty much game, I think. Yeah, there's no way this guy's going to defend this. He's down so much elixir. He is mad. He's giving the CRL emote as well. Fireballs the bomb tower, logs the Skeles. Great log. Still not a lock, but that was a great play, as you can see. Fireballing, even not on the tower, is sometimes a great play with 3.0. You can really catch them off guard. I'm surprised Tyton didn't get anything out of that sequence. I really thought he would, but nonetheless, you know, this is still a game winning situation for Tyton. Like, there's no way he's going to lose this unless he disconnects or something, which I doubt he is. And he's just kind of giving it to the opponent with his Heal Spirit Wink emote. Poison comes down with the Drill, which means Poison will not be available to take out this Xbow. Fireballs the LP. Opponent is surviving by the skin of his teeth somehow. Delivery comes down a bit, not too late actually. I don't know how he's surviving, but now it's over. Yeah, he went through his entire deck. He's still alive. This is insane. How is he still alive? This is ridiculous, actually. Like, he doesn't have a mini tank. Honestly, good defense by the opponent to survive this long, but Tyton just goes for a high Tesla to snipe. This really should be a good game at a certain point. I mean, it's just the opponent fighting an uphill battle. Like, he's not going to be able to stop all of this. LP does come down. Beautiful Fireball on the bomb tower plus LP. Ice Spirit as well. Should be a lock at this point. I don't know why the opponent's even trying, honestly. He is surviving, but I mean, he's basically dead. Like, come on, give it up. Yeah, he finally does give it up. He doesn't even give it up. Tyton just finally gets a lock and wins. Opponent is not happy about that at all. But that is a great win by Tyton for 3,400. Insane accomplishment in this meta. Alright guys, I'm spectating Mortar right now against Wing, so Tyton unfortunately stopped at 34. He went offline, and he's not playing anymore, so I think it's pretty much over. But I've been wanting to get Mortar on the channel for a while as well. I did make a community post about this guy a few days ago, I think, where I said he reached 3K with 3.0. I think he was one of the first to do it, and he's been like consistently high up. He is pushing very high. He's been like top 200-ish, I think, consistent during the end season, so very impressive stuff. Wings right now playing Goblin Giant Bowler, not a matchup you like to see. Does depend on the spells as well, but we're going to have to find out what Mortar's contending with right now. It does log those spammy troops in the left to get it taken care of, and Wings is in the lead right now. So this is going to be pretty important if Wings... He has a Rage, okay. Rage is honestly quite good. I think it's much better than arrows, because arrows are obviously going to invalidate the archers. Rage, at least you can kind of stack archers, unless they have a fireball. If they have lightning Rage, it's still a pretty bad matchup, I think. Like, Goblin Giant Bowler Lightning, they have 3 big counters to the Xbow. But at least the fact that they can't kill the archers is something Mortar can maybe lean on, depending on what else he has. Goes for the offensive Xbow opposite. Goblin Giant does come down in time. It looks like Mortar's trying to play aggressively, make something happen in single. Bit of a playstyle difference too, you guys can see, because Tyton was pretty much playing defense the whole game against Rooney in his match against Goblin Giant. And that was Goblin Giant Bowler as well. Mortar right now trying to get a lock in single. So, interesting to look there. But unfortunately, it looks like that did not pan out very well for him. Because he's heading into double right now, and he's down like 4 elixir. This actually looks pretty rough, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, he actually calls a good game. He thinks it's over, so this really does not bode well for Mortar. But, I mean, he can pull a lot of stuff off. He's a very good player. Like, he really has flown under the radar. Me, personally, I didn't even know about him that much until he finished, what was it, like top 140-ish. I think it was the highest 3.0 finisher, one of the last few months of 2023, which is, I think he finished even higher than Tytoń, like 140-ish. And he also said he got 20 wins with 3.0 on his first try back in the 20-win challenge, which is very impressive for me because I think he got it before me, and for me, I was kind of struggling. You know, I got 18 like 3 times. I got 17. Like, I was just kind of dying. So, yeah, consistent player for sure. Very happy to have him on here. Evo archers are coming down both lanes. Will be defended in the left, and the one in the right should not get a hit. After that nerf, it does not get a hit at 1 HP. Mortar still trying to make an offensive Xbow connection happen, but Wings is not really going to let it happen because he has so many counters. Like, I don't really see how this is doable, honestly. Especially with Wings having the lightning. This does not look good. That said, though, high Tesla looks nice. Good fireball. Oh, is that going to be a lock? Great fireball log. That's actually going to be a mini lock. Unfortunately, guys, logging the Goblin Giant when it's low HP does not kill the spears that spawn out, as you can see. But still a great play by Mortar, getting him about 700 damage, which he really needed, honestly. He really did need an Xbow connection because if you just like play without getting a damage lead like Tytoń did against Rooney, you're going to lose to the lightning cycle. Like, fireball just does less than lightning, honestly, so... Ice Spirit log does kill those archers in the left, and does get a lock in the left as well. So this looks actually solid for Mortar. I think one pretty good thing about this matchup is that Wings does not have a little prince. That's like a big silver lining. Ops to just lightning cycle there. Mortar is giving the confused giant skeleton, but he actually can't really punish it if you take a look. He does still try with the Xbow on the left, but I think, yeah, Wings can defend this pretty easily. Also looks like Mortar is switching lanes to the left. I think he's getting back to a knight to tank. Yeah, he does. That should kill the Goblin Giant, actually. And the Evil Archer does need a response, and the right does come down. Still going to be very defended, very well defended by Wings, though. Like, there's not much you can do. I always called him Tytoń. Mortar is heading into triple now with a damage lead of about 200 in the right. But, I mean, that's not too much. He's going to have to do more. You guys will see a very big thing he's doing right now, which is switching lanes to the left because Wings caught up in damage on the right. So Mortar does not want to give him a free lightning on every offensive Xbow on the weak tower, which is why he's just going offensive Xbow after offensive Xbow on the left, you know, forcing a response. Wings finally gets a bowler down on this Xbow. That's actually going to be more of a response required. Knight maybe log as well? No log. We're going to have to see a defense here. High Tesla, Skeletons getting back to a Knight as fast as he can, I think. Evil Archers are down. They should help out, actually, quite a bit. And I think Mortar can go for 2 fireballs and maybe win. Wings does choose to fireball off, or lightning off the high Tesla, which might be a misplay, because he's not going to get the lightning on the tower. I think Mortar's going to edge out just on top here, like barely. Wings going to get a lightning down. Mortar will get the second fireball down, and that is going to be good game. Mortar winning against a really tough matchup. I really love to see it. That was very impressive. He played pretty aggressively the whole game. You know, the perfect balance of knowing when to let an Xbow die versus when to fully commit and get a lock off of the Xbows. That was very well played. Very nice game. Alright guys, Mortar's into a match against ALF Lucas, 3350-ish right now, so 2 off 3400 himself. And let's see what he can do. Lucas playing the Evo Knight, not too surprising, one of the most broken Evos in the game right now. It's pretty much everywhere in top ladder. This looks like maybe Hoggy Q out of Lucas right now. I don't think this is Lucas X Gamer. That is a different pro. Mother Witch comes down. Ooh, this looks like Miner. Believe it or not, guys, Miner Control has started running Mother Witch because Graveyard is so broken and everywhere. There's Splash Yard. There's also Giant Graveyard. Like, quite literally, I think it's the second best win con in the top 200 right now. Miner's obviously first. I think both need a nerf if you ask me, but that is a bit of a tangent. But yeah, basically Miner players have started running Mother Witch in their deck because of Graveyard. So nice Knight comes down to tank the Xbow from the Tesla. I did not think that would come down in time, actually. And nice log as well. That should be a lock right there. Beautiful. Might see a late Mother Witch down on this Archer, I think. Yeah, Mother Witch does come down, although it doesn't actually spawn anything on that Archer. That's going to be 2,000 damage. That might be a good game already. Although, you know, it is going to be Minor Poison. This actually will warrant a response, by the way. Look at this, guys. Skeletons, one will get a hit if you don't respond. He doesn't respond. That's one Skelly hit. That's so nice, actually. So, yeah, this looks good. But don't underestimate the power of Minor Poison, because they can come back so easily. Like, they can spam. They can, like, poison you out all the time, and it's not going to be great. So, looks like Lucas getting back to a Knight, which is going to be evolved. So, Mortar can kiss this Xbow goodbye, because, I mean, Evo Knight, you are not going to break through an Evo Knight, honestly. He's also very low on Elixir right now. I think he knows that he's probably going to let this go. Ice Spirit does come down. Yeah, Mortar does... Well, he sort of lets it go. He goes Skeles on it late, but yeah, pretty much going to be dead. And Lucas doing the smart thing of going same lane, because now Mortar, he wants to Xbow in the left, but you will see a pretty common trend, same as what he did in the Goblin Giant match against Wing, something I do in all my videos too. If you guys haven't watched me for a while, you will know. Against matchups where they have like Fast Cycle Poison, maybe even Graveyard, Splash Yard, even if you have a lead in one lane, if they start going same lane as you, you have to switch lanes. That's just what you have to do, because you can't give them poison value on your weak side tower and your Xbow. So Mortar is going for a lot of Xbows in the right lane right now, preventing Lucas from getting a poison on the Xbow on the tower. So he's kind of forcing him to defend it, either with a high poison maybe, or just going for, say, like Knight Tesla, like basically a non-poison defense, and trying to minimize the damage on his left side tower. So Tesla comes down, quite a big push coming in, like lots of spam, should be easily defended though. Yeah, no damage really except for that poison. Nice log. As you guys can see though, as I said, Lucas is coming back because Miner is so strong and you can just break through very easily, honestly. Mother Witch is also putting in quite a lot of work, you know, pretty much invalidating skeletons. Like, Mortar can't really play skeletons anywhere near that Mother Witch, otherwise they will get caught. And the miners are basically guaranteed damage too, because Mortar can't really save a Knight Ice Spirit for the miner every single time. You know, it is going to get required and forced out on something like a Knight on a Mother Witch, so that's looking a bit tough. Lucas is going for these Knight Mother Witch pushes. Mortar doesn't really have any chances to go in, to be honest. Like, he's just forced to play defense this whole time, which is rough. Maybe he can go in right now with these Evo Archer, or single archers, not Evo. Yeah, he will go in. Looking pretty solid, honestly. Might get a lock, force out the Knight. This in the left is looking a bit annoying, though. Maybe a Tesla for that, for the Mother Witch plus Miner. Ice Spirits and Knights. But look at the Miner going crazy, getting a lot of damage. This does not look good, actually. Lucas is heading into triple with pretty much the same damage. Like, look at how easily he closed that damage gap, guys. And Mortar didn't even really do anything too wrong. It's just insane how Miner Poison can come back so easily. Big Expo connection in the right, but doesn't really matter because Mortar still needs damage in the left. I think his win con is going to be this left lane. So Ice Spirit comes down, Knight forced out, which means this Miner will have free reign to get on the tower. I think Mortar's getting back to a Knight as fast as he can, which he does. He's actually okay. I think he can get back to 2 more fireballs before Lucas can take the tower. Fireball number 1 just needs 1 more to survive, and I think he got it. Let's see. Tesla comes down. Just needs to defend this miner and not lose a tower and fireball, and I think he got it. And he logs on defense too. Now he's back to fireball for sure, right? And beautiful fireball. That's going to be a nice win. Calls a good game. Very close, but single elixir was super key there. Alright guys, Mortar's into a match against Rodris for 3400 as well, so double 3400s right now, Tytoń first. Now Mortar, Rodris is a pretty good Lava player, I recognize the name. I've seen him play for quite a while. I believe he only plays Lava Miner, not Lava Loon. Rodris calls a good game. Expo opposite by Mortar against the iDrag, something I like to do as well. If they go iDrag the back, I usually Expo opposite. Split Evo Barbs by Rodris. Mortar's probably going to split his archers if he can get back to them. Maybe a fireball on the left. That looks like a pretty good fireball. Yeah, all he has to do is fireball Ice Spirit, and he actually does not really need to waste his archers or his Tesla. And Rodris does call the good game. Nice defense. 0 damage taken by Mortar. Gets about 400 in the right. Not sure how he got that damage in the left. I was a little bit late to this game, I think, but Rodris is not happy. Mortar does not have an X1 cycle though, so I think Rodris can go for Lava. No, he does not. I guess he's almost back to an X-Way. He's like probably 1 card off now. Yeah, he's actually back. The archers were the last card to get back to it. Minor fireball on the Expo. Pretty good play by Rodris and a zap though. Bit of an overspend, although it was a good play. As you can see, Mortar was going for a mini lock there. He went for that last second log that we all know and love, where you want to like take something out and catch the opponent off guard. Both players spamming good game. Mortar's back to his Evo Archers now, I believe, so this looks pretty good for him. Meanwhile, Rodris is also back to his Evo Barbs, though, so... And Rodris is afraid to Lava, because if he does Lava, Mortar will Expo same lane and probably get a lock and maybe win the game off of that. So, instead he's just kind of leaking, splits the Skelly Drags, now he's back to Evo Barbs, he can get those down. He can probably defend this fine, but the Evo Archers will put in work. Great Fireball, Ice Spirit on this Miner, and log as well. Fireball does come down, but great Skeletons, as you guys can see, great trick by Mortar, cutting them out of Expo range so that he can get a mini lock. Meanwhile, going for a Knight to protect this Archer, same principle we talked about earlier. Forcing out the Skeleton Dragons, Knight will get a hit, and Expo comes down. Barbs have to come down last second, but Rodris is kind of fighting for his life elixir-wise right now. Like, he's down elixir. I think Mortar can log in the left. Yup, log Skeles. Should be a small connection, I think, because he kills that very efficiently. Yup, nice lock. Rodris has to zap, I think. Just goes for the Lavahound, so... Mortar goes for a great Xbow, actually, kind of predicting that Lavahound, I guess. And so much damage pouring in the left as well. I think all he really has to do is not die on this Lavahound push, which I think he's good. Honestly, he's probably going to force out a fireball. Like, what is Rogers doing? He's going to zap? Yeah, last second zap. Okay, he's going to survive. But so much damage pouring in both lanes. Look at this, guys. Mortar, both of his towers are untouched right now. Pretty much playing a perfect game against Lavahound. One of the few good matchups for Xbow in this meta, I'd say. Fireball does come down on the Evil Archers ASAP, but Lavahound is basically dead. And that's like the only damage Rogers has gotten the whole game. Mortar's also back to a set of archers, but does just fireball those lava pups. And this is pretty much a good game. I mean, Rogers is setting up with an eye drag the back, but like, what can he really do? He's going to be forced to defend the whole game. Oh, that's a good game, right? Lava comes down late. Barbs zap will be forced to come down to reset, but I mean, at that point, so much damage poured in, just has to fireball. And that is GG. Very well played by Mortar. And that's going to be it. So, 3400 by Mortar as well. Very impressive stuff, honestly. Love to see it. Alright guys, and that is going to conclude it for the video. I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a commentary over this in post because that gameplay was from last season. Obviously now we're in double evolutions, but I think last season was a great, exhibition of the talent of 3.0 Xbow Cycle players. Like, Mortar getting 3550 is insane. That must have been like almost a top 100 finish. Probably like a top 100 secured is what he went for. But he must have still been like maybe like 120, 130 highest with 3550. Unfortunately, he did lose the final game because his log missed some Evo Skeles and he lost by a very close amount, but still very impressive by him. Again, guys, if you don't know him, feel free to give him a follow on Twitter. I'll link both Mortar and Tyton's Twitter's inscription below. Very impressive new and coming up player with 3.0 Xbow Cycle. Also, Tytoń again, pretty much doing what he does every single season. Insane performance, 3400 without even trying in the last few hours on the last day. Just pretty much getting it done and then sitting there because he's like, oh, this meta's not it. I'm not gonna play. But yeah, I'm also really happy about myself, guys. I was able to get a top 500 finish with 3.0 Xbow Cycle. That video, I'll link it in the description if you want to check it out, because I was very proud of that. But I just love doing these special guest videos because, lots of people say, oh, you're the Xbow GOAT, you're amazing, you're like my favorite player, and I do love all of you guys, I appreciate it very much. But I do also like to think that, or I like to acknowledge that there are definitely still quite a few players better than me as well, as both the ones I showed in today's video, I think, Mortar and Tytoń, both reaching 3400 plus with 3.0, something I would not really want to try for. I don't really think I could do it. Maybe I could if I really set my mind to it, but I've never tried, and they do have the discipline and will to try. So obviously love showcasing their gameplay. I love commentating over it with my insight and knowledge about the deck. It also does help me get better as well, and I love bringing these special guests to you as well. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.